Inspired by real events, names and details changed, viewer discretion advised.
My name is Ethan Cole. I came to Riverbend State University to become someone worth knowing. Someone who didn't eat alone. Someone with a jacket that meant something. They told me Delta Epsilon Rho was a tradition, a lineage, a family. Family has rules, and a test. It started with a bandana. Trust exercise, they said. Eyes, they said. Down, they said. The cloth smelled like basement dust and somebody else's sweat. Someone tied the knot too tight. My ears filled with the sound of my own blood. Footsteps, laughter. Someone clapped next to my face just to watch me flinch. We walked, left, right, down steps that felt sticky. The air grew colder, then warmer, then thick like a garage with the door shut. Phones? A voice asked. Collected, pocketed, gone. It's fine, Ethan. It's just initiation. They called it the family drink. Your big buys it. Your little finishes it. The lineage keeps breathing that way. My big's name was Mason, tall. Sincere eyes that made you think of campfires and loyalty oaths. He leaned close to my ear. You're almost in, he said. Just show up for your brothers. The bandana came off. We were in a place the chapter called the Orchard. Not an orchard at all. A stripped house at the edge of town where the windows were boarded from the inside. One lamp glowed in the corner with a crooked shade. The walls were tagged with years of chalk names and crude crowns. Everything smelled like cheap cleaner trying to hide old vomit. On the folding table, bottles, plastic cups, a line of Sharpies bleeding black circles into paper plates. Every little had a bottle waiting, different brands, labels torn off, necks glinting in the weak light. Mason set mine down like a priest setting a chalice. No label, just amber. Cole, someone called from the darkness. A senior with a gavel he didn't deserve. 5 minutes, no bathroom breaks. If you love your family, you don't leave them thirsty. Laughter, chants. Boots stomping the concrete in a rhythm that got inside your bones. I could feel the eyes, 30 of them, maybe more. The older ones smiling like they already knew how this ended. Mason put a hand on my shoulder. Small pulls, big breath. You've got this. I've got this. Finally, I belong. I raised the bottle. The glass was warm. My name was scrawled on the side in Sharpie. E. Cole, like a toe tag. The first mouthful burned. The second tunneled. The third disappeared. Cheers, counting, a chant that grew teeth. Don't breathe through your nose, someone advised. Think about a straw, someone else said. Brother up, a third voice whispered, too close. I tried to pace, but the room moved the goalposts. The chants compressed time. 5 minutes widened and narrowed like a pupil in a flashlight. Heat climbed my throat. My tongue went numb first, then my lips, then the hinge behind my jaw, like someone backed out the screws. Halfway, Mason breathed. Good, Ethan. Good. My hands shook. I laughed to hide it. That sound didn't belong to me. It belonged to a person watching himself lose balance. I felt the floor tilt. I blinked and saw 2 tables, 2 bottles. 2 Masons. Slow down. You can slow down. Time! Someone shouted. Not for me. For another little who finished and slammed his bottle with a hero's grin. He staggered. Everyone cheered like it was a touchdown and not a cliff. I swallowed wrong. Air went where whiskey should have gone. Whiskey went where air should have been. My chest tightened. I coughed. Someone clapped. Don't spill your brothers. I tried to smile. The bottle kissed my teeth like a dare. The fourth mouthful didn't have edges. It just kept coming. My throat betrayed me. My stomach rose like an elevator with the cable cut. Hey, easy, Mason warned. But warnings are slow. Gravity is not. I bent at the waist, hands on knees. The room slid 5 feet left. Noise snapped to a single high tone like a test of the emergency broadcast system. Take it, take it, take it, someone chanted, trying to restart the engine that had already seized. I took it. Then it took me. The bottle fell, a brown comet smearing across concrete. My knees hit next. A jaw, maybe mine, clacked shut on a word that never made it out. I heard Mason's voice from a hallway away. Get him on his side. Another voice, older, meaner. No hospitals, not for lightweights. Laughter that didn't sound like laughter. Hands hauled me. The world tilted to a couch that smelled like bleach and raincoats. Somebody tucked a trash bag beneath my chin like a pillowcase for failure. Sleep it off. Water later. He'll be fine. The lamp dimmed, or my eyes did. Time lost its numbers. I floated under the sound of boots and jokes and plastic crunching underfoot. My phone vibrated in my pocket, or I dreamed that it did. My muscles forgot passwords they'd known since birth. Get up, bathroom, say something. Nothing obeyed. At some point, a pledge named Drew checked my pulse with 2 fingers and a prayer. His whisper trembled. Guys, he's cold. Blanket, someone said. Jokes about mother hen. A hoodie dropped over me like a flag. Not 911, the mean voice insisted. Not tonight. Drew hesitated. I could feel him hovering beside me. He smelled like laundry detergent and fear. He whispered into my ear like I was a confessional. Ethan, squeeze my hand if you can hear me. I couldn't. Or I did and my hand lied. The room thinned. Sound got far. Then near. Then far again. Like waves chewing ashore. I heard someone say, if he dies. A slap. Shut up. The lamp hummed. Flies nosed at the window plastic. The house breathed with 100 years of rot. Mason knelt. His voice was closer than the others. He was trying to convince both of us. You're okay, little brother. Just rest. You did what you had to do. His hand squeezed mine. It felt like a memory of warmth. I didn't want this. I just wanted to belong. Darkness isn't a color. It's a closing. It's a door with a lock you can't reach. I felt the couch tilt again, or my chest did. A tunnel opened. Somewhere, far away, someone said the thing no one was allowed to say. Call. Silence. Then movement. Then the sound of the world making a decision without me. Sirens live in 2 places. Outside. And inside your skull when you know they won't be fast enough. I slipped. Past the lamp. Past the couch. Past Mason's hand. Into the part of the night where names don't help. Don't leave me. Please. The last thing I tasted was copper. The last thing I heard was the house breathing. The last thing I felt was a hand at my throat, counting seconds that wouldn't hold still. And then the bandana was back, even without the cloth. Only tighter, only darker. The couch swallowed me whole. When I opened my eyes again, I didn't know if minutes or hours had passed. The room was quieter. The chants were gone. Only whispers remained. Mason was still there, his face half in shadow, jaw tight like he was chewing broken glass. He kept glancing at the others, then back at me, as if waiting for permission. "He's not waking up," Drew said. His voice cracked. I checked twice. His lips, they're blue. The mean one, the senior with the gavel, snapped back. "He'll wake up. They always do. Don't be soft." Drew hovered, eyes darting between them. Then he pulled out his phone. His thumb trembled over the screen. The gavel slammed onto the table. "Don't put that away." Silence froze the room. Even the flies at the plastic window paused their buzzing. "Call them," I wanted to scream. "Please, call them." But my body was locked. I was a ghost inside myself. Mason rubbed his forehead. "He's not breathing right." He reached for my wrist. Nothing. Too faint. Too far. "Fine," the gavel said at last. "Fine. But you don't say his name. You don't say ours. You drop him. You leave." "Leave him?" Drew's voice cracked higher. "He'll die." The senior leaned close enough that I could smell the bourbon on his breath. Better him than all of us. The night air hit like a slap when they carried me out. My lungs clawed at the cold. The world tilted from arms to pavement, from couch to back seat of Mason's car. The engine coughed alive. Headlights cut through fog. Gravel crunched under tires. Drew sat beside me, whispering prayers under his breath. His hand pressed on my chest. "Come on, Ethan. Stay with me. Please." Mason gripped the wheel so hard his knuckles split white. Every stop sign looked like a judge. Every red light burned like guilt. Drew shouted, "Hospital! Go to the hospital!" Mason shook his head, jaw locked. "If we walk in together, we're done. Expelled. Worse." "So what?" Drew fired back. "Better expelled than burying him." I wanted to thank him, but I was trapped in silence, the weight of my own tongue an anchor. The ride stretched forever. Street lamps smeared into gold comets. My stomach lurched with every turn. Then, tires squealed. Mason pulled into a dark lot near the hospital, not the front, the side. Emergency doors glowed red just beyond. He killed the lights, turned in his seat. His face was pale as chalk. "Drew, you take him. You say you found him at a party. You don't mention us." "I'm not lying," Drew hissed. His hand shook as he tried to open the door. The lock stuck, every second hammered like a nail. Mason grabbed his arm. "If we go down, you go down too." Something in Drew's eyes snapped. He yanked free. "Then I'll go down saving him." He hauled me out of the car, stumbling under my weight. My head lolled against his shoulder. Cold air kissed my cheek like a farewell. The ER doors burst open, voices blurred. Hands seized me, lifted me, rolled me. Lights stabbed down like search beams. Unresponsive mail. Suspected alcohol poisoning. Get a line in. Push fluids. My body moved like a puppet under wires. Tubes slid, needles pierced. A mask pressed over my face, forcing air that felt too sharp, too late. Somewhere beyond the chaos, Mason's car engine roared back to life. Tires screeched away. He was gone. Hours bent and snapped. I surfaced once in a sterile room, machines chirping like electronic crickets. My parents stood at the foot of the bed. Mom's face streaked, Dad's hands gripping the rail so hard his veins bulged. "Ethan, please," Mom whispered. "Baby, please come back." I wanted to. God, I wanted to. But the darkness tugged harder. When morning came, the machines told the truth my mouth couldn't. Brain swelling, no reflexes, no more Ethan. The doctors explained it like weather, storm fronts, pressures, nothing personal. They left the real weight for my parents. Mom collapsed against Dad's chest. His eyes stared into a place beyond the wall. The news traveled faster than the truth. Alcohol-related incident, the headlines read. Tragic accident. Student gone too soon. Delta Epsilon Rho posted a statement about brotherhood and deepest sympathies. They wore suits to class that week. They carried candles at a vigil they didn't deserve to hold. And not one of them said what really happened. But Drew knew. And Drew couldn't sleep. He told investigators. He told my parents. He told anyone who would listen. They called him a traitor. They called him weak. But his words cracked the veneer. The mask slipped. The truth bled out. Charges came. Expulsions. Courtrooms with wood polished too clean for the filth inside. Mason sat in a suit, eyes hollow, waiting for sentencing. The gavel pounded again, but this time in a judge's hand. No chance, no laughter, just silence and consequences. And me, I stayed in the walls of Riverbend State University. Every freshman who passed the orchard felt me there. Every time someone poured a drink too deep, I leaned in. Every time a bandana tightened, I whispered, "You don't come back from this." They built a scholarship in my name. They passed new rules, no more initiation rituals, no more bottles on folding tables, no more family drinks, but brothers still whisper in corners. Tradition doesn't die, it mutates. It hides until the next recruit thinks he wants to belong. And I am waiting, because houses remember, and couches keep secrets. And the next little already has his name on a bottle. E. Cole. Years passed, and the university changed its banners, its slogans, its story. They shut down the orchard, then restored it, then renamed it the Leadership Annex, as if paint could seal rot. The couch disappeared into a dumpster, but the dent in the floor stayed, soft as if the building itself remembered. Delta Epsilon Rho went dry for a semester, merged with an honor society, then returned under a new crest as the Rho Society. New motto, same house. Publicly, they preached service. Privately, they whispered, tradition. Drew eventually left the school. He couldn't sleep, haunted by the sound of sirens and the silence before them. He gave one trembling speech at orientation. If something feels wrong, it is. He never said my name. He didn't need to. Mason, meanwhile, wrote letters from prison, folding apologies like flags he never mailed. The university planted a tree with a plaque that read, "In memory." Students left flowers and notes during exams, trying to bargain with a house that still kept its own books. Even campus police logged unexplained noises and cold spots in Annex B. They called it squirrels, wiring, anything but what it was. I lived in the gaps, in the hum of a flickering bulb, in the static of phones stacked in bowls at new onboarding nights. A freshman named Noah stepped into the annex one fall, kind and nervous, just like I had been. His big Silas placed a bottle in his hands and whispered the same poisoned encouragement Mason once gave me. The chants began, the counting, the pressure. I pushed at the room the only way I could. A lamp flickered, a table shifted, the bottle tipped away. Shards scattered harmlessly across the floor. The gavel boy growled for a new bottle, but Silas broke script. He begged for a break. The room hesitated. For once, mercy slipped through. Noah staggered outside, pale and shaking. He looked at the condensation on the window and traced a letter, an E, without knowing why. Silas saw it too, and something in him cracked. He handed Noah his phone back and told him to call home. For the first time in years, someone chose to walk away. Inside, the brothers rewrote the story, just as they always did. They said Noah wasn't a fit. They said they respected his choice. Lies wrapped in tradition, waiting for the next recruit. And me? I remain. I press against the bottle, the bandana, the floor that still remembers. I whisper the word. I never spoke soon enough. Call. Sometimes someone hears it. Tonight it was Silas. Tomorrow it might be you. Because houses remember, and so do I.